Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Sissy here or Wambo. Today I will share with you the book of Genesis 18. The book of Genesis 18, it talks about how Abraham interceded with Sodom and Gomorrah. I remember I have seen like a lot of people saying like let's say like gay people or lesbian people, they are saying or they speak out, they want to have justice. Let us read about the book of Genesis 18, and the next video I'll do Genesis 19 and talks and hear about what happened to these people, Sodom and Gomorrah. Because Sodom and Gomorrah, it was a city. It was a town by name Sodom and Gomorrah. The Sodom and Gomorrah people were living there, and they really upset God with their characters, with what they were doing, because their mindset was all about sex. Their mindset was all about men having sex with men, and that was something that did not make God happy. So let us read and share together with you so you can be able to understand that maybe sometimes these people will think that the world is against them, but the world is not against them. It's the Bible. We have to follow what the Bible says. I know some of you are not believers, and there are some who are believers like I do, and this has been a topic all along that people have been fighting for. So we'll be able, the book of Genesis 19 is talk about how the book of Genesis 18 is the one I'm going to share with you today, guys. And the book of Genesis 19 is talk about how Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed by God because God was not happy with their behaviors, with the characters that they were doing. So let's start. So I've written some notes here. I've been going through the book, and I have some small notes with me, and I'll be reading. So we'll start, guys. Remember, God said to Abraham, in fact, Abraham is going to become a great, powerful nation, and through him, all the nation of the earth will be blessed. So Abraham will be a great nation, and through Abraham, we are going to become great nation through him. For I have chosen him to command his sons and his house. So God directed Abraham to command his sons and his house, and after him to keep the way of the Lord. Remember, God communicated with Abraham directly and told Abraham he wants Abraham to command his sons and his house, and to keep the way of the Lord by doing what is right and just, so that Yahweh may bring about for Abraham what he has promised him. So this was like a covenant between Abraham and Yahweh. That is our God. Yahweh said, how great is the cry of justice. So this is where we are coming, guys. Yahweh said, God said that how great is the cry of justice against Sodom and Gomorrah, and how grievous is their sins. So understand the statement. Yahweh had the cry of these people, Sodom and Gomorrah. Even though he had the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah, and how grievous is their sins. How grievous was their sins. So we are going to continue. Yahweh went to see if they have done all that they are charged with in the outcry. So Yahweh himself personally went those days. Yahweh himself personally went there. And remember, before Yahweh went there, he had sent his two angels to go and save Lot. So we'll talk about that story later. So Jesus, or God, let's say Yahweh had sent his two angels ahead of him to go to Sodom and Gomorrah town to save Lot. So that is another topic. Yahweh went to see if they had done all they are charged with in the outcry that has reached Yahweh went to see if they have done all that they are charged with in the outcry that has reached me. So the outcry of Sodom and Gomorrah, their cry, they wanted justice. It had reached to Yahweh. So Yahweh himself decided, let me go and see if these people have done all that they are charged with in the outcry that has reached Yahweh. That is our God. If it is not so, I will know what to do. So Yahweh had gone there to see if their cry is justice, if it's the right cry, he can be able to save them. And if it was not like that, he'll be able to know what to do with these people of Sodom and Gomorrah. So here we continue. The men with Yahweh turned away and went towards Sodom. The men, who are these men who are with Yahweh? These were the two disciples. And remember the story, these two disciples were the men, or were the visitors who went to visit Lot. And the people living in the town of Sodom and Gomorrah wanted to have sex, or wanted to have sex with these two visitors who went to visit Lot. Remember, these two visitors were the two angels from God. But Sodom and Gomorrah people, they did not know about it. But Yahweh remained with Abraham. And Abraham said, will you really let the just perish with the wicked people? So remember, the topic is about Abraham intercedes for Sodom and Gomorrah people. So he was speaking with God directly. And so this is what Abraham asked God. Will you really let the just perish with the wicked? God, will you really let the just perish with the wicked people? Perhaps 50 people are good in the town. Are you really going to let them perish? Then Yahweh answered to Abraham, it's still Abraham speaking to Yahweh. Perhaps 50 people are good in the town. Are you really going to let them perish? Would you not spare the place for the sake of these 50 people who are righteousness? Now this is a question that Abraham was asking Yahweh. Remember, they were communicating directly. They were having communication together. You can let You can let good perish with the wicked. Can you let the good perish with the wicked? Do not treat the good and the wicked alike. So remember, this is still Abraham communicating to Yahweh. And he told Yahweh, do not let or do not treat the good and the wicked alike. Do not treat the good people, the righteous people, and the wicked people alike. Yahweh said, now this Yahweh answered Abraham. Yahweh said, if I find 50 good people, if I find 50 good people in Sodom, I will spare the whole place for their sake. If Yahweh will find 50 righteous people in this city of Sodom and Gomorrah, he will save the others. Abraham spoke again. Know that I am very bold to speak like this to my Lord. I am only dust and ashes. So this is Abraham communicating to Yahweh and telling us that he was very bold to talk like this to Yahweh. Really, it takes courage to talk to someone about something about this. So Abraham was so bold, talking about this or interceding for Sodom and Gomorrah people to his Lord, to Yahweh our God. And remember, he said, he's only dust and ashes. We are all dust and ashes. Remember, all of us, we came from dust, and we'll go back to ashes. Then Abraham asked Yahweh again, if you find 45 good people, are you going still to destroy the place? Remember, first he asked 50 people, now it's 45, and Yahweh said, if I find 45 good people in Sodom, I will spare the whole place for their sake. Okay, so the conversation still continue. What if you find 40 people who are righteousness? The same question Abraham asked God, and God said, if I find 40 good people in Sodom, I will spare the whole place for their sake. So Abraham asked again Yahweh, what if you find 30 people who are righteousness? Will you still destroy Sodom and Gomorrah? And Yahweh answered to Abraham, if I find 30 good people in Sodom, I will spare the whole place for their sake. So the conversation still continue, and Abraham asked Yahweh, what if you find 20 great people or 20 righteousness people? Will you still destroy Sodom? And Yahweh answered, if I find 20 good people in Sodom, I will spare the whole place for their sake. So the conversation still continue with 10 people. So Abraham asked him, what if you find 10 righteousness people? Will you destroy Sodom? And Yahweh answered, if I found 10 good people in Sodom, I will spare the whole place for their sake. So Yahweh was so merciful. Yahweh was so considerable. Like, if he find 50 or 40 or 45, 30, 20, 10, or even 5 righteous people, the city or the town of Sodom and Gomorrah will be saved because of these 5 or 10 righteous people. So let's continue and see what happened. When Yahweh had finished speaking with Abraham, he left and Abraham went home. This was a conversation between Abraham and Yahweh. They were just somewhere at the mountain. They were talking about Sodom and Gomorrah because Abraham didn't want Yahweh to destroy this city, Sodom and Gomorrah. So remember, Yahweh heard their cry. But remember the statement that Yahweh said. How great is the cry for justice? Because these people were asking for justice. I even remember, even until today, this, I will say, Sodom and Gomorrah. These people, they are referring to themselves like LGBT or something. They want justice. But how do they want justice if God was not happy with what they are doing? So remember, Yahweh said, He heard their cry, yes, for justice against Sodom and Gomorrah. Remember this Sodom and Gomorrah city people. They wanted to have sex with two angels that were sent ahead by God to go and save Lot. Yes, but they didn't have an idea that these people they want to have sex with, they are angels of God. Remember Lot even giving and begging these Sodom and Gomorrah people not to do such a wicked thing to the visitors, to the two men who came to visit him. And he decided to give his two daughters to these people, and they refused. They wanted also to have sex with Lot himself. And they told Lot, if we start with you, it will be even more worse. This was so scary for sure. It's so scary. And the angel saved Lot. Remember these people, Sodom and Gomorrah, they were made blind by God. So they could not be able to find the door or the windows to go inside the house where Lot was with the two angels. Why? Because they wanted to have sex with them. And this is something that God was not happy with this Sodom and Gomorrah people. And so they were made blind. They could not find the door or they could not find the window in that house. They were looking for the door, they were looking for the house, but Yahweh made them blind. This is what people don't speak about. Yahweh was not happy with their character. So, I will read the book of Leviticus 20 about punishments. Leviticus 20 speak about punishment. The punishment that the assistants or the Israelites were given by God by those days. So it's talk about like this. When a man lies with a man, when a man lies with a man, as one lies with a woman, both have committed a detestable act, and they shall be put to death. They themselves shall account for their blood. The book of Leviticus 20. The book of Leviticus normally it tells us about punishments. Punishments and about the offering, the sacrifice and the offering that these people were, or the Israelites were practicing. So the book of Leviticus 20 is about punishment, and it speaks very well. It has warned us, but people don't want to talk about these things. When a man lies with a man, when a man lies with a man, as one lies with a woman, both have committed a detestable act, and they shall be put to death. They themselves shall account for their blood. That is what the Holy Bible in the book of Leviticus 20 has told us. So it is not right a man and a man to lie together. So please, the world is lying to us. The world is misleading us. And the world is misleading also our generation. The world is misleading our youth, I will say our children, our generation. So, as you have heard now, people don't want to hear about the truth. People want to do what they want to do. People saying that we have to be independent. Yes, it's good. I always say it's good to be independent. It's good to be open-minded. But that doesn't mean when we are open-minded that we should do what you feel that is you can do and is right. And in the Bible, it doesn't accept us to do that. Let us be open-minded in a good way. Let us be open-minded in a way that will make our generation to know that this is the right way and this is the wrong way. So my brothers and sisters, read for yourself the book of Leviticus 20. It's talk about punishments. And the book of Genesis 18, when Abraham was trying to intercede for Sodom and Gomorrah people. Thank you so much, guys. Today comes the end. Thank you so much for listening to me, for taking your time and listening to me. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Right now, subscribe. Because if you subscribe, you'll be able to learn new things. Remember, we learn from everyone. We learn from each other. I also learn from others. Like, share, comment so I can be able to know how I can improve myself. What are the content you want me to give you? Sometimes I give you the content of how to cook because I love cooking. Yes, I love cooking. And today comes the end, guys. Please like, share, subscribe. And when you subscribe, you'll be able to be wise. You'll be able also to be open-minded in the right way, in a good way, and change also your mindset. Think positive all the time. Think positive. And I will say thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. And see you on the next video. I'll talk about Genesis 19. How God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah people. So please don't let the world mislead us and saying these people, they need justice, they need justice. They need justice, yes. They are human beings. Of course I understand them. They are human beings like us. But are they doing the right thing? No, they are not doing the right thing. I'm not judging and I'm not there to judge. I don't have even right to judge. But it's the Bible that has told us the message. It's not right. I'm not the one who have said that. As I can repeat again. Yeah, how great is the cry for justice. Remember, God had this cry for justice. How great is the cry for justice against Sodom and Gomorrah. And how grievous is their sin. How grievous is their sin. Their sin was worse, that their sin could take you to the grave. That was the Bible tell us. So thank you so much, guys. Have a great day and see you in the next video. Ciao.